welcome. This message is for anyone who needs to hear this message. Spirit, what is in the third energy between this collective and their person, please? I'm now shuffling the Ask Angels Oracle deck. If you'd like more information about any of the decks I'll be using in this reading today, please see the description field beneath this video. And we have not the right time. Okay. So you're being denied access to something right now, collective. You know, this could indicate that this is not the right time for more to occur between you and your person. But this can pertain to other things you're manifesting right now. You might be trying to manifest new professional opportunities and you're just finding that doors are closing. Recognize that rejection is just a form of protection or divine redirection in some cases. What else is in their third energy, please, Spirit? I'm now shuffling the wisdom of the Oracle deck. Just laying out a few Oracle cards to get a snapshot into the energies between you and your person. Then we will transition into a full tarot spread, followed by some further Oracle card guidance, some message cards from their higher self to you. And we will close your reading out today also with the timeline Oracle cards. If you'd like to know when, please stay tuned till the end. Okay, and we have the tribe. This is an older version of this particular deck. I believe that card is now called Community. So that, to me as a reader, means a few different things. That can be the people around you. This could indicate your family. This could also indicate your soul family. I'm picking up on an interfering energy. The people around you are interfering with yours and your person's connection somehow. You and your person may travel in different social circles. There's something here also about social media that's coming through. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between this collective and their person? I'm now shuffling the Island Time Wellness deck. And we have lightning, ooh, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Oh my. Okay. Okay, so if collective, you have been experiencing blocks with this person or blocks to other things you're trying to manifest, that is a form of divine orchestration or divine intervention because there's something better. But the purpose for the lightning is to wake your person up. They need a wake-up call, some of them. Especially if they're unawakened. For some of them, they haven't been intervening and they've been giving their power over to the tribe, to the community, to their family. Could even be to their workplace, institutions, the government, their church in some cases, especially if you're spiritual and your person is religious. There's something here about disruption, but I think it's Dolores Cannon that has noticed about tower moments that sometimes we need to break down before we can break through. Something here about the way needing to be cleared, potentially to divinely orchestrate the meeting of you and your person. For some of you, the path of least resistance is actually to get the two of you together in some type of social context or in the 3D somehow. I'm picking up on a masculine energy who may be very stubborn and is not a very good verbal communicator, so is disinclined to message you, collective, and may need to just be put in your path. There's something here about an important conversation that needs to be had between the two of you to clear the air. Now, for some of you, the tribe is a supporting influence. For others of you watching this video, it's divisive in some way. Spirit, what else is in the third energy between this collective and their person? I'm now shuffling the Romance Angels deck. Just laying out a few oracle cards to get a snapshot into this connection. I think I said that before. I can't remember. I've had a few failed attempts at this reading today. I think I've recorded it about 5 times, so I can't remember what I've said. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right message out today. Let's see, what else is in their third energy? Okay, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Okay. Okay, so I'm picking up whatever this conversation that needs to be had between you and your person, the content of it, it needs to be had away from the tribe, away from the community. For some of you, your person may have been using the tribe as an excuse. Maybe even the tribe is, for some of them, might be their workplace. They may have been burying themselves in work to forget you, or they've been using their family as an excuse because they haven't been ready for a major life change. And especially where the tribe is divisive, the two of you are needing to spend some time away from it in order to reconnect, in order to get to know each other more. Some of them have safety, security issues where it's like they may be aware that this needs to happen, but they're afraid of what it might bring up. Some of them, it's even just downtime. They don't give themselves downtime because they're afraid of what the downtime will bring up. For some of them, that's what this tower moment is about. It's like the path has been cleared. For some of them, it's like they could even be going through some kind of job loss. And it's like that downtime is being divinely orchestrated. Now, on the collective's end, I'm picking up on a feminine energy that might need to get into her body more, get out of her head, stop obsessing over her person and into her body more. And so on her end of the connection, Spirit might be orchestrating that space for her so that she can ground her emotions more is what I'm hearing. So embodiment practices can be very good for that. Grounding, earthing. But I mean, that can be a process. That's not the easiest thing to do, especially if you have a high IQ. Even if you have a high EQ, that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Particularly, I was picking up on a masculine who has safety, security issues, but especially if this is a twin flame connection, his feminine will also have safety, security issues. So it's kind of like if you were a child, for example, a very young child, and you learned that playing was not safe, like perhaps your play was interrupted by some kind of trauma involving your parents in some way, or involving your siblings in some way, involving blunt objects in some way. It may be very unnatural for you to express your creativity, because it may feel like if you were to do that you would be attacked, right? Yeah, there's something confronting here about the retreat, but it's necessary is what I'm hearing. And that's why it's not the right time, because it's like the emotions need to be grounded first, and then it will be the right time. Now, for some of you, you need to do this on your own. You both really need to do this on your own. That the feminine is usually the positive polarity, so she's setting the tone for the connection. So this is something the feminine needs to do first, and she needs to... So some would say that you need to maintain what is called a state of satori for 2 full days, uninterrupted. But, in the modern world, we have a lot of interruptions. So in order to achieve 2 full days of satori, of ultimate surrender, right? It might take us longer. For some of us, it takes years to achieve that state. For others of you, this is something that the two of you, that you and your person are needing to do together, or you're in that stage of union where it's about the two of you taking this time apart from others to clear the air and to get to know each other more. I mean, in the retreat card, it's interesting. It looks like it's a couple on their honeymoon, but it could also just be interpreted as a couple who is courting in a traditional sense. Okay. Let's move along and get you your tarot messages now. Working with two decks today. Colette Baron-Reid's Good Tarot, one of John Holland's decks. And I will also be clarifying with the Field Tarot. Spirit, what surrounds the collective's person as it concerns the collective, please? What is he or she thinking? How is he or she feeling? Where is their connection headed, please? And what are the collective's person's next possible actions towards the collective, please? Okay, so I see that your person is having trouble letting go of something. They have some emotional baggage that they're still carrying. 8 of Cups. It's a difficult process of moving on. It's a very difficult process of letting go. In a more general sense, they may be having trouble releasing the past. There's something that has a hold on them. I mean, certainly you do, but it's not just you. They may feel like they have to walk away from you because that's kind of their MO. That's all they know to do. Like if things don't work out, usually they just, they try to like stumble forward and move forward the best they can. But you really have a hold on them. But there's something that is blocking the connection too. So you have a hold on them, but they're not coming toward you. Okay, and that's interesting. So what is crossing that is the sacral chakra. So they've got some blockage there. And that's kind of, it's interesting. I wondered why that was coming through the channel, about how there may have been some trauma around play and creativity, some ACE, early childhood experiences. So, you know, for some of them, what this means is that the baggage has to do with a past romantic partner that came between, certainly the person came between you and him. But what I wanted to say is that person came before you. So this looks like it's a karmic partner. For some of them, it is sexual trauma that occurred between them and this person. They could have children with this person. Something ended badly. The baggage is from that time in their life. For others of them, this is ACE. They could have some sexual trauma from childhood. Maybe not their parents, but some, you know, could have been in a religious context, could have been some family friend, some extended family member, or, you know, some kind of blunt trauma that occurred to them. Now, the sacral chakra, the age, developmental age associated with this energy center, I think is like 2 to 5 years, maybe. Yeah, it's before school age. So that's when the trauma could have occurred. They need to forgive that perpetrator. That's hard to do if it's a childhood trauma. So there might need to be some more subconscious and conscious work that's done. And for some of them, if this isn't ACE, it could have involved something like a rape. For some of them, it may be past life or ancestral trauma that is bleeding over and influencing the connection with you in some way. It could even be past life karma between you and your person. So that can just mean so many things. If you need some more help healing your sacral chakra, please book a healing call with me and we can take a closer look if that's resonating. Okay. Now, for others of you, what this means is your person is exhausted. They're really exhausted. They've been working really, really hard. And so it's like with the sacral chakra, there's blockage there, and work is an addiction. It's like the energy they're sublimating into work. They're doing it to excess with the 8 of Pentacles over them. Working, working, working. Now, if you've been trying to heal the connection, you may have been doing too much healing work, collective, if that sounds like you. Could also refer to something, a coping strategy you both have to forget each other or to retreat into your work. But I'm getting the sense that it's going beyond the therapeutic benefit of doing that. One of you may be over-invested in this connection or over-invested in work. We have repeating 8s here, so the Lionsgate portal coming up next month may be relevant. That might be a significant date. 8s are about abundance. But if we work too hard, then we can also block our abundance, right? So it's important to find the right balance. There's excesses here, there's imbalances here, and that's why Spirit might be orchestrating some divine intervention with that lightning card there. Beneath your person as it concerns you, yeah, the need to move on. 6 of Swords. So that's kind of reinforcing the 8 of Cups card there. I think there's some, on your person's part, I'm picking up that there's some confusion on what they need to move on from, or they're not understanding that what needs to be released is the baggage, the karma, that once those things are released, then we can transform fate into destiny. And especially if you're a twin flame, after we've done that, our twin is usually just put back in our path, or we have the choice to choose them again. And I'm now, as I'm picking up on this, not the right time, I'm picking up on a scenario where you and your person, when you met, originally it was in a fateful way. So when you met, I mean, you were intended to meet, but you didn't meet at the right time. This is very common in a twin flame connection. We meet, there's a bubble love phase, and then we enter a period of separation. The separation is necessary in order to heal and balance out the karma. So we see that your person has that with other people that are part of the tribe. Six of Swords can also be about reconciliation. It can be about peaceful resolutions. It's very much a transitional energy, though, where, you know, we may be clear, have some clarity about what we want to leave behind, but not full clarity as to where we're headed or where the process of release will lead us. We may feel as though we are wandering around in the dark, and there might be a light, but it's a very small light or a very dim light, or like the wan light of the moon, for example. Yeah, they're needing to let go of the past, and they're needing to forgive some people that are part of the tribe. Could be their family, could be a perpetrator in the event there's some trauma here. And, you know, if there is trauma, they may not want to talk about it with you too. And you being around you may bring the trauma up for them. Especially if it's a karmic soulmate or twin flame relationship. You, as the positive polarity, have the ability to shine your light upon all their darkness. And that makes them feel very vulnerable. That makes them feel very exposed. And for some of them, the tendency has been to hide, to bury, to cover up, to avoid, to delay, deny. Especially if it's a trauma. The voice of trauma is silent. And often that's just, especially if it happens at a young age, you know, somehow we have to pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off and move forward with our life. And we, you know, often we don't have all the tools we need to be able to do that when we're young, right? So it just kind of becomes part of our story. It's kind of like that tree that has a wound, and the tree grows around the wound, but you see the record of the wound there in the tree. In the case where it's like grown around itself or grown around a fence or something, you can see that. You can see the wound, but they're trying to cover that all up. There's something else coming through about how they may, in order to cover it up, they may have worn a false mask, but you were able to see through that. And that was really confronting to them, because most people believe the mask that they put on, but you knew that wasn't authentic. Okay, what is behind them as it concerns you? And the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, that's been coming up a lot lately, that card in readings. So, I mean, John Holland says, find balance. But this can be about emotional turbulence, choices, decisions, work-life balance, finding a balance between different people, different players, different projects. Sometimes it can refer to logistical issues, time management issues. A person may be juggling you around other pre-existing commitments they have, work-related commitments, family-related commitments. We also have repeating twos here. That may be a sign for you. Twos are about reunion, partnership, but they're also about overcoming duality. So there's certainly an aspect of that here. And that's really been why it hasn't been not the right time. Or why it has been not the right time. I realize I just used a double negative. I guess I must really want it to be the right time for you, collective. Where is this headed, please? Okay, it's headed to the Death card, which can be about endings, but it can be about transformation. So really overwhelmingly what this means is this wound needs to be healed first. Your person needs to rebalance and release their karmic and emotional baggage before they can be ready for more with you. You have an alchemizing, purifying, transmutative effect upon your person. Your person's very drawn to you for that reason. Some of you, yeah, this is coming through. You could have Pluto could be near your North Node in your natal chart. You may have a Pluto in the first house. Interestingly, Abraham Lincoln had his Pluto in the first house. That's interesting because there's been so much written, right, on the psychology of Abe Lincoln. So you may, if you identify that, if you identify as a Pluto person, you have the potential to go in to the most troubled places and bring light, to the darkest places and bring light. So you may identify also as an empath, as a light worker, as a light bearer. And not everyone wants to see the light. Not everyone is on that path. And I'm getting that for many of you, your person hadn't been on that path until you came along. They have a soul contract with you. So you have course corrected them. You've helped to put them back on the path they chose before they incarnated here. But for many of them, they had gone quite far off the path. I'm getting that for some of you. There could have been many ways the two of you could have met. And you met, it's like you could have met at an earlier time too, or in a different context. Some of you may have met in a work context is another message that's coming through because we have two workplace cards. Okay, let's get you some further clarifiers on that transformation card. Let's see. This person toward this collective spirit, are they prepared to take any actions toward the collective at this time? Some of you, this is a difficult reading because it's not going to be what most people want to hear. Now, for some of you who may be questioning your journey, you may be watching this reading for closure. Let's see though, Spirit. Let's see. Yeah, this is a heavy energy. What is the collective's person's next possible actions toward them? Please clarify the Death card. Since the Death card is in reverse too, it's something's transformation process is one they've been resisting. Yeah. Well, we do have the Fool, and it's upright. So that's interesting. That's about taking a risk. That's about taking a leap of faith. But everything on a line must go first. Some of them might be going through a Job initiation, collective, in which case they might be coming to you with nothing. They might be coming to you to bare their soul. If so, that's really scary. That proposition is very scary. What else? The Magician, also upright. They want to manifest with you. They want to transmute the karma into a new beginning. They want to reclaim their power from the community here. Many of them may have abdicated their power over to their family, over to their workplace, over to ex-karmic partners, over to perpetrators. They're wanting to reclaim it, and they're wanting to choose you. It's interesting that the action cards are pretty direct here. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, one further action for another demographic watching this video. If they're still watching it, I can totally understand if you haven't made it this far. Okay. Well, we have Temperance. So healing is possible. Forgiveness is possible. Reconciliation is possible. Wow. Interesting. You are having a healing, alchemizing, harmonizing effect upon your person. This is also about patience. So you may have to be patient a while longer if you want to continue to choose this. What this really seems like it's a twin flame connection. Because, you know, if this were a soulmate connection, I don't know why you would want to keep choosing this person since you have other soulmates, right? There's only one twin flame. Usually, although there are different schools of thought about how many twin flames we have, stay with what resonates. Okay, let's get you some further messages. I'm going to use my channel deck here. All right, so Spirit, what else do you want this collective to know about their person or about their connection, please? Let's get 4 or 5 of these messages to help tie this, what started as a heavy reading, together. Took a more positive, uplifting turn. All right. Maybe if you've watched this reading this far, maybe part of the reading was cathartic. Or maybe you need to do something cathartic, collective. Okay. What else, please, Spirit? Other messages for this collective about their person or about their connection, please. Okay. Spiritual practices mantra. Interesting. So that came through the last time too. Okay, so there's different mantras available for manifestation. So if you are a soulmate who is wanting to manifest another soulmate, you can use to manifest a divine masculine, Om Satim Dehi Parameshwara. If you want to manifest a divine feminine, you can use Om Shri Shriri Parameshwara. If you want to manifest a committed relationship leading to marriage, There's other mantras available for that if you want to manifest money. You can just look those up on YouTube if that's resonating. Some are in Hindi, some are in Sanskrit. But that can be a powerful means of boosting your manifestational mojo. In fact, as I shared in the last video, I met my twin flame using a mantra. He was actually already in my life, and the mantra gave me a series of activations that allowed me to be able to perceive who he was to me. Usually when you do them, it's recommended you chant the mantra 108 times in one session, and they can be effective. In 30 days, in some cases sooner than 30 days. Okay, let's see another message. We're getting two. Okay. Move of house. Okay, so some of them may need to move for work. Some of them may have lost their jobs. They may need to move out. They're in some kind of transition. Yeah, that is also reaffirming that Six of Swords card. Some of them may need to move out if they've been living at home with their parents, or if they've been living with an ex-karmic partner where that connection has dissolved. It's interesting. When I pulled the Fool card, I was getting this image of someone just showing up at your door, collective, with practically just the shirt on their back. Yeah, I think what came through earlier was a Job initiation. Yeah, so there's some major life transition that many of them are going through that may involve a move, or in the event they live in a different country from you, or they live overseas, then they may need to travel to see you. They may need to stay with you even. This could also indicate someone else needs to move out first, like if they're living with a family, extended family, or if they have been living still with a karmic partner. What else, please? We have message. Okay, so some of them may message you suddenly, and that might be what the Fool is referring to, and the Magician, them taking action upon a sudden impulse, you manifesting the message from them. So that is hopeful and encouraging. There may be some communication about this potential move of house that you receive from them. Okay, one further message, please, for those watching this video. We have insecurity. So some of them may be feeling insecure. Some of them may be seeking encouragement from you, some further encouragement from you. I know this goes back to some of the safety security issues I was picking up on the root and sacral chakras, especially the sacral chakra came through as having blockage in the spread. So we see that some of those issues were set up in childhood, if not from past lives, or maybe in ancestral issues. So any further healing work you could offer on the sacral chakra may be helpful. Okay. Let's get you some timelines now. Actually, let's see, we have a few more minutes, so let me also get you some messages from their higher self. Spirit, what would this collective's person like to say to the collective, please? Potentially in this message, what would they like to say? My life is not as together as it seems. Yeah, absolutely. They're going through some major upheaval here. But I'm getting the sense that prior to this point in time, they may have given you the illusion, collective, that they had it all together, or maybe they tried to give off a false appearance of a together life. Possibly even, you know, with the White House picket fence. You could see through that anyway, but they are acknowledging that. All right, what else would they like to say to the collective, please? I want you. Okay. Well, it's nice to feel desired, isn't it? Especially if they haven't been showing you that, especially if they've been holding back because of their insecurities. So they want you, they want to be with you, they want more with you, they want to message you, maybe they even want to move in with you. Mantra practice could enhance your manifestational mojo. We saw that as well. I'll also add that if mantra resonates for you and this person is already in your life, which it seems like for many of you watching this, they are, then the mantra to use if you want to manifest them back into your reality is the second one I mentioned, Om Shri Shri Parameshwara. What that does is it invokes the divine feminine, Lakshmi. That one can also be used to manifest abundance, is my understanding. Okay, what else would they like to say to the collective, please? Just being near you is intoxicating. Interesting. Yeah, so they have that sacral chakra blockage. They feel insecure and they may fear intimacy because of that trauma there. And that's why they may fear the intensity. And that's why it seems like it's so intoxicating being near you. So they may need to distance because it just feels like too much that you bring up for them. And that may have been why it's taken this so long to get to this point. There's something here about delaying the inevitable. And that might be why the divine orchestration, the divine intervention has had to occur, because they've put off making major life choices for too long. And what I'm getting is that for many of you watching this video, you may have been offering the right vibration for an extended period of time, such that it must be so. The divine just had to intervene, especially where this is a twin flame collective that I'm connecting to. Okay. Let's get you some timeline cards now. When can this collective expect a shift in this connection? Ooh, there's a dog barking suddenly in the background. That may be a sign for you. Okay, when dogs are about loyalty, your person may have a dog or may want to have 101 Dalmatians with you. Ha ha ha. Okay. When can they expect a shift in this connection, please? Give me 3 or 4 messages, Spirit. Different timelines for different demographics. So we do have Wednesday, so you might expect a message on Wednesday or on some Wednesday very soon. And when I am recording this video, it's a Tuesday, so it could also be within a day of the watching of this video. This is a timeless reading. When else? 10 months. Okay. some of them, this is a longer term process of transformation. I mean, that was kind of what was coming through before I pulled the clarifiers. It felt like it was going to take longer, but for some of these, like, this might be the end of the life cycle. For example, those who are hearing on Wednesday, it might be the end of the 10 months, is what I'm hearing. For others of you, it's, you know, this is just starting. So it really just depends on what phase of union you're in with this person, in other words. Okay. Another timeline, please. We have ease will speed it up, release anxiety and doubt. Okay, so that might just be some conscious work for you, divine feminine, to stop working so hard, stop efforting, try to think more in terms of ease, try to get off the subject of this person, try to stop worrying about it. Just try to focus on something else, enjoy your summer, if you're watching this during the summer when it's originally recorded. Or you can retreat into spiritual practices, to go back to those two cards that came through earlier. That can be stress relieving and life-giving. Spiritual practices are usually always life-giving. They really should be, because they should reconnect you with your higher self and spirit. Okay. But yeah, doubt can also be a real showstopper. Abraham Hicks talks about stopping doubt before it starts. So it's like, if you notice you're starting to doubt, so long as you can get ahead of it and stop it before you've been lingering on that thought for more than 17 seconds, that allows you to stop doubt before it starts. At the same time, if you indulge in a little doubt, that's okay. You're human, right? But just recognize when you get there, do a spiritual practice to help get you back into a state of alignment. You don't want to go into a spiritual bypass in the process, is what I'm saying, is what is also coming through. It's like, we can't, if we're setting the expectation that we're always going to be in alignment 100% of the time, we're setting the bar too high, right? So it's kind of like you just have to use your emotions as a gauge of where you are vibrationally. It's just information, and then you make the necessary tweak adjustment to put yourself back into a state of alignment again. Okay, one further timeline, please. We have, 5 months. Okay, so somewhere between Wednesday and 10 months. Thank you, collective.